as I died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up. Now, he says this was, I'll let y'all take a moment to turn there. Here's some pages turn. We can go slow, we got time. He says, this is a time, and I want y'all to hear this, in the year that King Uzziah died. So I want you to see, sometimes at the worst possible opportunity, that's when God decides to speak to you. At the worst possible opportunity, it's like, God, can you get back with me? Hey, call me back in about 15 minutes. You should have got me 10 years ago before I went through all this stuff in life. I really could have did some stuff for you. You should have got me when I was about 14, 15. But now it's too late. I mean, take a look at me, I'm a mess. It's sometimes it's in the worst moments that God then decides to say, listen, this is what I want to do in the earth, will you help me? So in the year the King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him stood the seraphim, each had 6 wings, and with 2 he covered his face, with 2 his feet, with 2 he flew, and they called one to another. So he's seeing a new vision of God, like he's never seen God before. He is seeing a vision of God like he's never seen before, seeing the aspect of him like none other. Listen, you are in a place for God to show you the most miraculous thing like you've never seen before. Now, here the disciples are. They had no idea on this particular day they were going to see Jesus feed over 4,000 people. It was over 4,000 people, but they didn't count the men, and they didn't count the children. I mean, they didn't count the women, they didn't count the children. They only counted the men. So we know there were 4,000 men there. Now the question is, how many others were there? So you're talking about probably well over 20-some thousand people that Jesus so happened to feed with a handful of food. And so here's a significant day that they're seeing God close up do something in their lives like never before. I believe God does everyday miracles. I believe that there are special moments in your life and in my life, and oftentimes we just don't see it. We just overlook it. But I'll read a few more verses. I'm going to go down to about verse 5 and 6. I'm going to go to 8. And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Now, God didn't call this guy's name. God didn't say Jaleesa. God didn't say Juan. God didn't say Omar Jose. He didn't call out Pauline's name. He didn't call out Matilda's name. He says, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then I said, here am I. Send me. And he said, go and say to this people. And he gave him time. But the point I want to say is at the worst time of this guy's life, here he is, a distant relative of him, the king dies, much of his privilege in life is kind of gone, and at this moment, he sees God like never before, and in seeing God like never before, he sees what God is doing in the earth. Then he sees what God is doing in the earth, and then he gets involved where God is already working. This is the biggest mistake I think we make, Melissa. Let me say me, because I make a lot of times. I come up with these wonderful ideas, and then I ask God to co-sign for me. You know, I ask him to co-sign for me. It's like going to, don't have a job, don't have any money, and I go to the Ferrari and Rolls Royce dealership, and I pick out the finest car, and then I tell somebody, hey, come co-sign for me. They're like, what? Who are you? I don't even know you. How are you going to pay for this? What are you talking about? And that's why I used to do a lot with God. I find the best dealership, the best thing that I think is just going to be wonderful. Then I say, hey God, when you get time to it, come over here and co-sign this for me. And what's unique about this lesson over here is he joins where God is already working. If you and I can figure out where God is moving, then all we have to do is go over there where he's already moving and say, I want to enlist in the army. Think about it. When's the last time you heard somebody, an enlisted soldier, going in the military and telling the president where to send the troops? Have you ever seen that happen? You know, I'm going to join the military. I heard about the benefits they're going to give me. And as soon as I get out, I say, now this is what we're going to do, everybody. Can you imagine that? Well, that's what we do with God. When we have our own agenda, I'm many Christian harmony for the Lord. And then we say, I said plenty of times, well, Lord, this is what we're going to do now. This is how we're going to do it. I need you to help me out on this. I'm praying. And now in my maturity, it's, Lord, where are you moving? Where are you breathing? Where are you blessing? Give you just a real illustration right here. Music at City of Faith Church, it has been a challenge. I mean, it has been a challenge to develop a music ministry here. The staff has tried it. Carol spent a few months on and had some success, very limited. We have a steering team of individuals working on it, very limited success. We call Kim Burrell and some other individuals with a big name in the music industry. I mean, if we had $2 billion, we don't have anybody to give it to, musically. Now, I can do one or two things. In my immaturity, in my youth, man, I would roll my sleeves up a little bit more, and I would force it. And I would make it happen. Because I mean, you know the Lord wants music. No, that's not where He's blessing. That's not where the doors are opening. And I don't mind the door having a little tension to it, kind of being a little hard to open, but I shouldn't have to keep the door in all the time. And so I want to see the God go move. Now, in the area with the children and the youth and things that nature, everything always falls in place. The kitchen, we were here on a Tuesday, somebody was talking about the kitchen, maybe we're going to have a kitchen, maybe we weren't going to have a kitchen. Before the end of the week, there was a kitchen. God just moved and allowed that to happen. That we looked at a couch potentially for the kids, and the price of them was like, well, they're not going to sit on the couch. But a couch would be cool. Can you imagine that? Playing the PlayStation on the couch? I think that would be really, really cool. But, you know, at that moment it didn't happen. Yesterday, somebody donated a couch. Beautiful couch. Kids can sit down, can play on it. Just kind of God moves over there in the youth area. We passed out tons of flyers before. I mean, a lot of them in the City of Faith. We had very little success. We passed them out to this fall festival. It was simple. We went to, I think, 12 places, 12 schools. Take the flyers, put them in. Guess how we organized them? After service one day, everybody went over there and they sorted those flyers. Man, it was a miracle. It happened in a few moments. And then all you had to do was drive to like 10, 12 schools, drop them off, and then all those people showed up at that fall festival. That was pretty simple. That was a blessing. So where is God moving in your life? And where is God going? What is He doing? What are you hearing?